What's your take generally? When the present government said, look, the past administration almost crippled our economy and listed monies that were supposed to have been plowed into development that have gone into private hands. What are your thoughts?
You know, I'm not a politician. And one thing I can say is that the past administration ran down the country. And I presume that that's why an apology is being tendered right now. If you've done no wrong, you won't apologize. An apology is born out of contrition. It's not something that you offer because the other person is just demanding it. It's not something you offer because there's a perception that you've done wrong. Right. It's something that you offer believing that you've injured someone or some processes. The past administration ran down this country. Politicians can equivocate on this. They can offer rationalization. They can talk about doing the best in the circumstances and that they expect those who are there now to also do their best. They can talk about government being a continuum and all that. But they weren't fair to this country. Whether those who are there now are fair to the country, the jury is still out. At the end of their tenure, Nigeria will also pass their verdict on them. But I don't want to get bogged down by the argument that, they did what was right, or there is no basis to have people being tried and all that. And it cuts across. The rot was so much that perhaps military officers, senior military officers, were taking a cue from what the politicians were doing. And they were also looting the resources. I've spoken about this before. Do you know what it means to loot the resources that were meant to levy war? You are undermining the capacity of the state to fight. That's treachery. That's death sentence. And what are they trying them with? Just bring money, 7 years and all that. In military justice, that's not what they will be facing. And that's a cue that was taken from the politicians. So across the board, the politicians ruined this country. If we now saying that we need to embrace a new culture, I think that all of us should be on that same page. And I've made this point before. When people talk about media trial, if it is federal government that is releasing it now, I guess that partisan will say that there's a problem with that. But in the past, when the EFCC was releasing a list, they were also telling the EFCC, concentrate on what you are doing. Go and prosecute. Don't engage in media trial. And I said, what is media trial? Those who are the objects of those trials, as if Secondus is trying to do now. How many times have they gone to court to say that they've been defamed? They don't go to court to say that they've been defamed, meaning or implying at the very least that they know that they've done wrong by Nigerian people. So if you claim that you have been defamed in the media, you go and sue for defamation. So the point I'm making in summation is that when you want to fight corruption, it's not just by quietly going to court and then filing charges. There's also an education component. Right. There's a public enlightenment component. There is an information component that is anchored on Freedom of Information Act. Okay, Nigerians deserve the right to know those who have ruined their lives and their society. Your reaction to some of the things that...
Well, first of all, I think that it's one of those extremely unfortunate conclusions that propagandist narrative can foster on people that are ordinarily intelligent, that you just wonder, do people not really interrogate what they hear? And we have always feared that the way we manage information over time is going to make us more fools than intelligent people. You cannot say on national television that we ran the country aground. As 2014, going before the election issue, we were arguably being parried with Mexico as one of the biggest countries because they started calling us break-in. which is those countries that the Brazil and that were looking good, and we became the biggest economy, so to speak, in Africa. Underneath the watch of the time that they said the country was run aground, the railways had not worked in this country for years. We put the new Abuja-Kaduna rail working. We put the Lagos-Kano rail working. We put a university almost everywhere where they didn't have one. We did. So when you say they ran the country aground, what does that mean? There was never. You had your time. There was never a time when the idea of the country did not give each of the arms of the government their dues in terms of the revenue allocation formula. And even when we wanted to save more money, the APC-led people went to court and insisted that it was their right to have whatever was available shared, and they won, and the law was obeyed. We can list many things that the government did, but to say you might have some issues, but to say the country was run aground, do you even know the meaning of the word country run aground? If a country is run aground, there will even be no country for anybody to pass on. If it was run aground,
Mr. Shawumi, you're not talking about. No, just a moment. You're not talking about how much a country was earning at the time you're talking about.
The difference, let me tell you, have to also
about
be,
3 times more than what the nation is earning in its main state. If you allow me to put the question to you, Mr. Shawumi,
yes,
the exchange, the global exchange, the price of crude at a time when the past administration was there, comparing to now, that's about almost 3 times
more. Not true. You'll have to do a discount of it based on the value of the naira there.
Okay, there's a lot of things that you don't agree with, but there are facts that you cannot contravene.
If you do, the exchange rate at that time was about 100 and what?
Between 120 and 150?
To the dollar. And how much is it now? It's about 300 and something. So when you take the quantum of money they are getting and the quantum of money that we're getting there is almost at par. But that's not where I really want to go. It's not a brickbat, really. Justice Hadiza Shagari had in the suit FHA CS 964/2016 ordered that it is irresponsible. She suggested that it made no sense for the state not to produce a comprehensive list of those that they are alleging as looters, either in the present and in the past. And what that judgment was trying to say, the brilliant judge was saying that you're going to end up just overheating the polity and playing sensationalism if you don't come clean quickly with the people that you're saying are looters. And you see what's happening now? The same 4 or 5 people that they've been talking about since are the same ones they're talking about. They've just added a new name to it. They're saying that there's the money that has to do with Secondus is answer money. His lawyers are going to file on Tuesday, by the grace of God, where they're going to be challenging them to come and show evidence.
Mr.
So, but you know what? The problem is that these figures, when the Nigerians hear it, unfortunately, if we don't come up with some kind of defense, and if we don't wait until the court does their job, everybody believes it.
All right.